Good afternoon. I'm your host, Mitchell Gunter, right along with Robert Simpson. I tell you what, we've got a wonderful show tonight. We got Maddi Gordon joining us. I tell you what a sensation that she has been so far this year in her rookie year, just accomplishing so much so early. And I tell you, everywhere you go, you see Maddi Gordon shirts everywhere in the pits.
That's true. That's true. She has an energy that's contagious. She really does. She's a wonderful person. We got a chance to meet her in person several times, and she's very, very open and very friendly with all the fans out there. So she's definitely a person that you pull for no matter what. Whether you're a Top Fuel fan or not, you will be pulling for Maddi Gordon no matter what she's driving, and her family. So we really look forward to this interview tonight.
All right. Before we get things kicked off, of course, we got to talk about our marketing partners that make everything work for us. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Reliability to drive thousands of miles. Confidence for those who fly high. Redline oil products give you the power to crush the competition. And a track record of being the best. Redline oil products. You push it to the limit, we'll protect it.
Ready to take your engine to the next level? Scorpion Racing Products delivers precision-engineered, high-performance rocker arms that dominate the track. 100% CNC machined in the USA with aerospace-grade aluminum for unmatched strength and durability. Our rocker arms handle extreme conditions with multiple ratios available to fit your needs. Backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. When performance matters, choose Scorpion Racing Products. Proven, reliable, unstoppable.
With more than 30 years of engine and drivetrain experience, Big Stuff is your one-stop total power management solution. Whether you're controlling a 600 horsepower street car and want the best drivability, or have a 6,000 horsepower race car, need the most bulletproof, reliable control hardware, Big Stuff can do it all. All of our components are designed and manufactured right here in the USA, including our computers, wiring harnesses, touchscreen displays, and more. Nothing is built offshore, and we take pride in being one of the only automotive aftermarket manufacturers that can say this. Learn more at bigstuff3efi.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
We've experienced how common insurance falls short, slow quotes, excessive exclusions, and a drawn-out claims process.
We actually use a policy that's built specifically around motorsports racing, so drag racing, circle track, and road course. We're covering the race cars, the trailers, the tools and equipment, the pit vehicles, and your motorhomes. And we cover them while they're in storage, in transit, or at the race facility itself.
Larice Motorsports Insurance, coverage built by racers for racers.
Well, Maddi, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. I know that everybody's wanting to get you booked on their podcast. I mean, you've got your phone's got to be ringing off the hook, and that's probably a good reason why you have Allison working for you in the backdrop.
Yes, Allie is wonderful. Allie and Jess, they are just absolutely wonderful. We're in contact every day, multiple times a day. They have been a huge blessing for sure.
Oh yeah, they're definitely that's who we've been in contact with back and forth, and your schedule is amazing. And I never honestly realized a professional driver's schedule like yourself and Ron and others. And then once you started filling me in, oh, this is travel days, this is setup day, I'm like going, okay, that makes more sense. So
I didn't realize that either. I'm learning too.
well, that's right. You come from, even though national events, but you come from the alcohol ranks, so things are a little bit different. You're obviously used to regional events and divisional, so things are definitely a little bit different. But it's amazing. I tell you, once again, Miss Maddi, thank you for your coming on tonight on the Spot Motorsports Media. And I want to tell you also congratulations on a wonderful year that you've had thus far, not only for you but for Ron Capps and your family.
Thank you very much.
Because we definitely want to talk about. Well, actually, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Mitchell, you go ahead. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Before we get into all that, we kind of want to talk a little bit about your past. As you was growing up, you got involved in junior dragsters at a real young age, and you transferred into the sportsman categories. Before you even moved into Top Alcohol Dragster, did you know at that time, Alcohol Funny Car, at that time, did you know that is what you wanted to do at that moment?
So growing up as a kid, it's funny, you make those like time capsules in school where they say like, write down what you're doing right now and what you want to do, and like you'll get it back at the end of the year. I can't remember if I wrote the time capsule in school or if I just wrote it at home and gave it to my mom. I can't remember what it was, but I was like 12 years old and I wrote down like, I want a dog and I want this and I'm doing this right now, whatever. And I didn't know what I wanted to do for work. And I didn't know what kind of regular car I wanted to drive, but I knew that I wanted to drive an Alcohol Funny Car. Just because that's always what I've been around. I've watched my dad race it. My grandfather ran. And I didn't dream of Top Fuel, not because I didn't want to do it, because it seemed entirely impossible. So me, the type of person I am, I don't dream just to dream. Like if I'm dreaming, it's because I want to achieve that goal. Mm-hmm. And I never wanted to dream too high to where it felt never achievable, because I just felt like I was going to be disappointed. And but I mean, that is the top of the sport, and that's something that I always thought was untouchable. And I've said it a lot of times, but to me, Top Fuel was outer space. People say reach for the stars. Well, Top Fuel was past the stars. And
yeah.
I really felt like it is. And it still, to me, is. And, so as a kid, I always dreamed of Alcohol Funny Car. When I achieved that, I truly felt in my heart that was the highest that I was going to go in the sport. And I loved it. And then Ron Capps came with this absolute opportunity of a lifetime. And that is a story that I really love to tell, because I was the kid who never dreamed that high because I didn't think it was possible. And I know there's a lot of other kids out there who think the same exact thing. And I want to spread that word, because it's something like, hey, this is possible. Now, in my opinion, a dream is just a thought unless you put in hard work. But
right.
If you put the work in, you dream, and you have so much passion, anything really is possible.
That's true. And well said. But just, you pretty much described your whole career in like this long, and there's obviously more detail to it. And I'm like, no, it's just funny how you put it. Now, like you said, now you got your start obviously at a young age. I mean, and your father ran Alcohol Funny Car, and your grandfather Mike ran Alcohol Funny Car. So that's where the family was. But did they just like going, okay, we're going to start you out more local, obviously in the juniors, or was it that you saw a family running juniors, like going, hey, I think that's cool, and kind of went with that?
Well, so a local gentleman, Mark Borhone, his daughter granddaughter Haley Westcombe was driving junior dragsters, and I had just always wanted to drag race. That was never a question in my mind. I always wanted to do it. Well, at the time I was in competitive gymnastics, and I had broken my collarbone twice. And my mom, being the non-race car driver, said, get her out of gymnastics and put her in a race car. It's going to be a lot safer.
Did not expect that. Not expect that. Okay.
No, right? Nobody would have. And my dad was like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
And it just so happened that Mark Borhone was selling Haley's Dragster that same year, and also just so happened that the NHRA, so it's a series in Bakersfield, that same year, that race schedule opened up and it worked out with my dad's schedule. So it was like everything just fell into line. So I was 8 years old, and went to my first drag race, and I went red 2 races in a row, first round, and my mom is very competitive. She's like, what are we doing? I mean, this is Doug, you need to train her. Like, leave on yellow. It's not that difficult. And my dad's like, Christina, it's harder than it looks. I promise. And then the third race out, we ended up winning. It was in Sacramento.
Oh.
And won the third race out. And just honestly, I've been hooked ever since. And we were just supposed to run a NHRA Bakersfield schedule, which is 4 races a year. And then time goes on, and we're competing for division championships, track championships. We have like 15 races on the schedule, and it hasn't changed. So, yeah, you know, I always loved junior drag racing. I always wanted to be involved. And, you know, my parents supported me and my sister through it all. And it's actually kind of funny. My sister, she always loved drag racing too, but she never had an interest in driving. She never wanted to drive. And my parents decided, like, okay, she doesn't want to do it. We're going to, when I was aging up, I needed a new car because this car wasn't big enough to fit the engine that we needed to swap to. So we were going to sell this car. And my dad didn't want to give it up because he's like, come on, Mace, like, you can do this. Like, your sister can do it. You can do it, right? She's like, nope, I don't want to do it. And like, all right, we got to sell it. So this little girl, I mean, she's like 5 years old. She is shorter than like your kitchen cabinets. And my dad totally shamed her into it. So here. My dad goes, really, Macy? You're 8 years old and you're going to let that 5-year-old girl take this race car?
Oh, now I see.
He's like, come on, Mace. Just sit in it. I'll put it on the jack stand. Just sit in it. I'll fire up. It won't move. I swear. My mom bribed her with an iPhone, bribed her with like $1,000. And it was the shame that really got her to do it. And
oh my goodness.
Sure enough, we got her into it. And my dad texts my mom, hey, Christina, we sold the race car. And she's like, oh, awesome. How much did we get? And he sends a picture of Macy, and she's like, no. She won her first race out.
What?
Yes, she killed it. I made that a long story, but
no, you're good. You're good.
Now she kills it. She loves it, and once she got in, she won that first trophy. Man, she's been hooked ever since. So it's kind of a funny story, though.
Yeah, now your family's like going, oh.
Didn't she race at the Lucas Oil race last week before Sonoma Nationals?
Yes, she ran the divisional.
Yep.
And she actually went in. She went in well in points and made it to the first round. The fourth round. Made it to the fourth round, and so she had a really good points day at the divisional. She's doing a great job. She is very, very talented. She really is, and she's the person who never likes to be in front of the camera. She's always behind the camera. She doesn't. She's not. Always been her. She's not a fan of interviews, but she is really spectacular. She goes to full-time college 2 days a week. The other 2 days a week, she interns at a CPA firm. She did my taxes, thank goodness, because I can't do my taxes. She's the engine specialist on my dad's car, builds our engines 1,000%, races a top dragster and super comp. She's very, very talented. She's an inspiration for sure.
I was watching a live feed, and I was watching her go rounds.
Yes, yeah, she does a great job. I learn from her a lot. She helps me a lot in all kinds of things, life things, racing things, engine, whatever it might be. I'm very fortunate to learn from her.
So she can blame you, and actually you and mom and dad, for getting her into this bad habit. Oh, okay. I never heard this story where the parents bribed you in a way in order to go racing.
Oh, we shamed her. Yeah, more than bribe.
I've never heard that. I've heard all this underhanded stuff. I had to work behind the scenes. Nobody saw this. Snuck the car out, pushed it down the roads before starting to go race. All this kind of stuff. But I've never heard this one.
I just call that a little hard love.
Oh, heck yeah, yeah. And I mean, we're so glad we did, and she's so glad we did too, because man, she's all in. Me and her and the whole family, man, we're all just as into it.
Oh yeah, Mitchell and I too. We both love racing, and like my dad said, he goes, he didn't want me to start racing until I went through school. Okay, and I know it. He goes, because I know you. He goes, the hook's set. He goes, it's already set. It just hasn't activated yet, and he's right. So I totally get it. So yeah, I'm sorry, Mitchell. You're gonna say something?
Yeah, I was going to talk. Can you take some of that experience running junior dragsters and some of the sportsman categories? Did that kind of help you already get mentally focused before moving up to the top alcohol funny car?
Oh, massively. Yeah, I mean, massively. We actually hired Tom Bayer, which he doesn't do this like junior program stuff. We actually wanted to hire him to help us learn wheel racing in the junior dragster program, and he's like, I don't really do that. And we're like, please, like we want to learn, and he's on the West Coast, and anywhere really, he's the best, and he went out there and he leveled up our program. And the things he taught me in junior dragsters, I used every single round in the Top Fuel dragster, and I used every single round in the funny car.
Really?
A lot of mental preparedness, how you mentally prepare for a round, how you try to stay focused, things you can mentally do to block other distractions out, how you stage the race car, how you do a burnout, consistency. I mean, honestly, whether you're driving a junior dragster, a super comp car, an alcohol funny car, a top fuel dragster, everything's different, but it all can relate some way or another. And like I really am very fortunate to have been brought up through the sport the way I have, running junior dragsters. I ran junior comp as well, which I learned a lot about shifting and motorcycle engines, and then super comp, alcohol funny car, and top fuel. It's like a stair step, and through each stair step I've learned so much, and I've been able to carry all of that through to top fuel, and of course alcohol funny car as well.
Well, and I think one of the things is great. A lot of fans don't understand the mental aspect of the sport. And I think them with having the nitro school at the track, they talk about staging the car, rolling in, just all the different aspects of what it takes. So the fan base can understand there is a lot of mental stuff that goes on, all the way down to having great reaction times is all part of the mental game.
Yeah, definitely. Something that comes to my mind is, I know I'm not the only one, but you ever just driving down the road and you got this song stuck in your head and you just can't get it to go away? I mean, whether it's, I don't know, a cool song, an annoying song, whatever it is, you just can't get it to go out of your head. Well, imagine you got to get in this race car and you're trying to focus and you got this song stuck in your head. I mean, you can't just say, okay, mind, go away. It doesn't do that. And I mean, this is kind of a funny way to answer your question, talk about that, but that's part of being a person. Like, we're not robots. I'm not a robot. Nobody in this class is a robot. And so, you get in this car, and whether it's a song in your head, whether it's what you did last round, whether it's whatever it is, your mind gets distracted. You have thousands of thoughts every minute. And how do you get those thoughts, and how do you just shut them off? How do you do that? And that's something that you have to train. You really do have to train. And been very fortunate to learn from some very knowledgeable people in the sport, and learn to tune that out, because it's not like, NASCAR or these other sports where, we'll try and pass them on the next lap. I mean, you have this long and you have this much time to think. And if you take that much time to think, you're probably late. And so you get no second chances. So that's the mental game is really, really big in this sport. And I can totally see where it gets lost, but it's huge.
Right. Now,
Frank Hawley, that's one of the things that he concentrates a lot, in his school, is the mental aspect of how to block things out when you go up there to stage the car, how the eye sees the light and how the brain recepts it, before, either you're leaving on the button or you're leaving off the brake. Those things are very important. And like you said, you have to be focused. And if you can get yourself in that rhythm, man, you're going to cut great lights all day, and you're just going to smash the competition at the starting line, which you want to do. I mean, if we look at where Nitro Funny Car is and Top Fuel now, you look at the reaction times that y'all are cutting over there, it's not like it was 5 years ago. Now you have to cut a 060 or better light, or you're probably going home which back then, if you went 101 or something like that, and you had the horsepower, you could probably get there before your competition.
Right.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah, no, not anymore. All the teams are so perfectly matched that it to me it makes it a lot fun for me as a fan. Even if I am standing on the wall taking pictures with the camera, I just love it because
it's a challenge.
It's a challenge, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now going back on something real quick, I think you said the gentleman's name is Tom Beard or Bard?
Tom Bayer.
Bayer. Did he used to run a Lucas Oil sponsored dragster and Super Comp and Top Dragster?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple.
Mitchell, that man's a
know
hitter.
him.
That man is a hitter. Okay.
He was in the final of Top Dragster, and one of his school cars were in the final of Super Comp in Sonoma at the national event.
Really? Recently?
Yes.
Oh.
What was that? 2 days ago. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, and the name just kept swirling. I was like, going, that sounds so familiar.
Yes.
And all I got is the images of his cars. Yes, the man is an excellent racer, been winning for years. So yes, to have him as a mentor when you were coming up is excellent. Now, speaking of the reaction times of the Top Fuel cars, I don't think people quite understand just how difficult it is to get a reaction time out of a fuel car, because you're not winding them up, you're not bringing up the RPMs, you're not sidestepping the clutches, everything's centrifugal, and it's literally just matting it and off you go. So
Yes.
what before I get to the alcohol side of it, but just what can you do as a driver, okay, when you know that you need to tighten up a little bit on the light, which I know you are already, but if you got in your mind that you're really going to kill it.
Yeah. I have ways that I personally, I'm always trying to stay calm. Anybody who's been around me knows I'm like a million miles an hour, spinning all over the place.
Yeah.
Like a blower going 10,000 RPMs. So I gotta chill myself down when I get in the tow car and just calm, cool, and collected. And then as I get in the race car and I'm all strapped in, I'm pretty calm. And then I really try to kind of amp myself up for those tough rounds and any round, because you want to cut a good light. But honestly, for me, it's stop thinking about it, because the harder I try, the worse I do. And
good advice.
I that's just me personally. I know it's different for other people. It's different for even people in my family. But for me, I really take a lot of time to diagnose what works best for me. If I had a bad light, why? I never, no matter what I'm doing, whether it's alcohol funny car, junior dragsters, Top Fuel, after every single round, I never just come back to the race car trailer and go, oh, that was cool, let's look at the next round. No, it's, why did I have this light? How did I have such a good light? What did I do? What did I eat? What did I not do? What did I do? So I'm constantly diagnosing every single time. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? How did I do that? What did I do to prepare so I can be better for the next round? And that's going to look different for everybody. There's no secret sauce. But for
we
myself,
got a lot in common. We got a lot in common.
Yeah.
We did. Please continue.
Yeah, just trying to diagnose, what works best for me, and I'm still learning what works best for me.
I tell you, I want to know something, and we haven't had an opportunity to speak with many alcohol funny car drivers. We've talked to many dragster drivers and stuff like that. Now, you stepping into an alcohol funny car, which I consider one of the most challenging vehicles to drive properly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what was it like stepping into the family car for the first time? Now, clearly, you've been raised around it, so there was not one nut and bolt that you were not familiar with on that car. Okay, because you've worked on it your entire life. But what was it like to step into it for the first time? And talk to us a little bit about it. How that went.
Yeah. So, and you're absolutely right. Prior to ever getting in the cockpit of that race car, I had spent 4 years on the crew full time. My sister and I, 4 years full time on the crew. And then prior to that, of course, our whole lives working around it. Maybe not fully engulfed in it, but working around it.
Right.
But yeah, I truly could not imagine stepping into a race car without understanding how it works, how the engine works, in those cars, transmissions, clutches. That is a huge part, I think, of my career. And the first time I sat in the cockpit, we did seat pouring and stuff like that, but it was Phoenix of 2023. We decided that I was going to warm the car up for the whole year, which is abnormal. Typically the driver does that, of course, but my grandpa, my mom, my dad, my grandma, everybody wanted me to get familiar with the race car, the horsepower, and warm it up on the jack stands. And I think everybody kind of expected me to get in and just do it perfectly, because I had watched a lot of videos and I had done all the preparation I could do. And everybody kind of had like really high expectations, and I did not meet those expectations. And it was very clear. Now, I want to start off with, my family is utmost supportive. They are so supportive. Without them, I could not be here. And they've always stuck behind me. But it's my family is not the type of people that if you do terrible, it's not like, oh man, great job, you did super bad, we're really proud of you. Like, no, like, we're real people and we're super passionate about this, and we wear it hard on our sleeves. And so I did the warm-up for the first time, and I knew it didn't go very well, and I was super nervous. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. I mean, you're sitting in front of 4,000 horsepower, you got the pipes blowing alcohol out the pipes, and I got my foot on the, just a lot, and did the warm-up, didn't go very well, and Papa walked in the trailer, and Dad.
And that was only warm-up. That was
just the warm-up.
Okay, please
continue. I was not going to race the car this year. I was going to test later on, but
right.
I was warming it up, and Dad didn't say much, and I knew I didn't do very good, and so I walk in the trailer, and I get my tools, and I start to work on the clutch, and not much is said, which is very abnormal for my family. And and I walk in, and Papa goes, "Man, that sounded like dog. You know what?" and I'm like, "Yeah, Pop, that wasn't very good. I'll do better next time." And he's like, "I sure hope so."
It's a little construction criticism there, right?
I think we do have a lot in common. My family's brutal too.
But I will say definitely, like, I think they all just expected me to do perfect, and I didn't do perfect, and but that's the thing, is they stuck by me. But that's what I love so much about my family, is like, we're not going to beat around the bush. If something's not right, we're going to say it, but in a nice way. And, they've never, not one time ever, beaten me or my sister down or made us, if we make a mistake, it doesn't get hung over our heads, nothing like that, but we wear it hard on our sleeves, and they know how much we care. And so, I mean, honestly, that was a really big building moment for myself, because I stepped into this race car that's won 3 world championships, and I'm getting in, and if the car stops losing, why, because I'm the only variable. And that was part of it. And honestly, after that weekend, my mom and my dad both sat me down, like, is this something that you really want to do? Because it's one thing to be criticized by your family, but you're going into the public eye, and the public is going to have no problem criticizing what you do. And it really was something that really built up my what do you want to call that? Stamina or
thick skin.
Yeah. And so I'm really grateful for that, because it taught me a lot, and, persevered, and I didn't give up, and my family stuck by me, and I did better. So, yeah.
You actually, won 3 races? In
the first year of the alcohol flaming car, we had a really great season. We won 3 regionals. We won the regional championship, won 2 national events, and finished number 2 in the world. So it was a good year.
Yeah, because I think you finished, 2 and then 5. I think last year you were 5th in the world, I believe it was.
Yeah, we had a tough year last year. We changed a bunch of stuff on the race car, and we're actually still struggling with it. We're getting better, but we lost our race car for about 1.5 years, but it's coming back.
Now, and that was just warm up. I'm sorry. I would not want to be a fly on the wall in that conversation just on warm up, having a sit down. Like, oh my word, gee whiz. Okay, that's done. You're through that. You threw the water box, you cleared it out, everything like that. You put it on the line, literally and figuratively, okay, to drive the alcohol car. Now, what is it like when you know that you made your first clean run with an alcohol car? Is there anything that can compare to it?
No. I can remember we tried to license in Bakersfield. It was the track was 150 degrees. We could not get down the racetrack. We tried 7 times, basically did 7 burnouts, and I hit the tree 7 times, and we didn't go anywhere. And so it was a tough weekend. It was just so hot. Nothing that Bakersfield track could have done about it. It was just impossible for us. We went to Brainerd, went to get my license. And the thing is we had won Brainerd. So we tested the Monday after, and my dad had won the race that Sunday. So I knew when I got in this race car, I was going on the racetrack. And I'm like, oh boy, am I ready for this? So basically we got in the race car, and I made a half track pass, and I short shifted it, but it was okay. I filled the cockpit full of clutch dust, and it was all right. And then the next pass, my dad and my grandpa and everybody said, hey, if you want to make a full pass, you go ahead. If you don't feel comfortable, then lift wherever you want. But at this point, I had the freedom to do it because I had already made a half track pass. So I can remember, talking to myself and, hey, just do whatever feels comfortable. I'm like, I don't know what's going to feel comfortable. I've never gone over 180 miles an hour, never done that in a funny car, right? So I remember rolling up to the line, I got my foot on the clutch, and I am just shaking. Like, I am just giving it everything I have. I'm just hoping I don't hut this thing, right? So take off. It's going smooth. I hit low gear shift, and I'm like, oh, it's going good. And then I hit high gear, and I'm like, I am absolutely not lifting. We are oh, man, I was flaming. I was so freaking stoked. And then, I pull the chutes, and I am screaming on the radio to my dad, like, oh, my God, this is so something.
Yeah.
And,
expletive.
Yes. No, quite literally nothing like it. And, like I mentioned, I didn't do perfect every time, and but I wore my heart on my sleeve, and my family stuck by me through it all. And I can't thank them enough. Like, without that opportunity, I could have never gotten to Top Fuel, and Ron Capps would have never, seen that side of me. And they gave up a lot to give me the opportunity, and it changed my life.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of Ron Capps, when you got that phone call to go race for him, and of course y'all had to practice at Gainesville ahead of the Gator Nationals and get licensed and stuff in the car. One of the funny things that he said, that he goes, I don't know if he actually did this, but he did say this. He says, we're going to put Maddie in the car, we're going to put the golf cart in front, and we're going to drag her down the track, and we're going to teach her how she's got to turn the dragster through the shutdown area, get it out the gate. Did he do that with you?
We didn't drag it down the track, but we got me all suited in 100% with everything hooked up, and they drove me through all the pits, everywhere behind our Sequoia, and we actually they put me on the starting line, which I'm so thankful for, because it's a much different view in a Top Fuel dragster than an alcohol funding car, as is presumed. And they rolled me through the water box, pushed me all the way out, like the same length that I would normally do in a burnout. And then they backed me up with Pierce at the time, who was backing me up, backed me up, and realized that I was doing too big of moves. So, like, my funny car movements backing up were way too big for a dragster. So I learned that just by being pushed backwards. And then they, act like they were staging me, and I pretended like I put it on the high side, dropped the clutch, hit the gas, all of it. And we did that probably like a good 4 times, and then they backed me up and then pushed me back to the pits. And honestly, I think that really goes to show what preparation really, how important preparation is, because in all forms, whether it's media, whether it's fan interaction, whether it's racing the race car, And it's really about the team that you're with, because they didn't have to do it. That's not like something you need for licensing, but they went out of their way and got the car on the ground, did all that extra stuff to make sure I was comfortable. And it really was a big deal. It might seem like a small detail, but I think it really helped with my licensing process.
Yeah, it does. It adds up. It's the little things that add up and build on to others. And so by doing that, and actually you are starting to answer one of the other questions I had in mind. When you first started driving the Top Fuel from your alcohol car, because you go from juniors and then, like you said, super comp, and you start building your way up through the alcohol cars. The alcohol cars are shorter wheelbase, much quicker responding, because I imagine on the alcohol cars, it's not till third gear till they actually get somewhat lined out if they're going to be straight. Because I imagine the first two gears, they're sashaying, you're really working it. So going to a Top Fuel car, did you have to mentally slow down your reaction as far as not to overcorrect? Correct. Whew, overcorrect. I had to slow down there. So, was that kind of adjustment.
Oh yeah. I definitely not like slowing down like mentally by any means, but
correct.
yes,
But reaction.
I had two of my biggest fears. One was, what do I do if the throttle hangs? Because in the alcohol funny car, I got a big red button that I can just pound that the car's going to shut off. In the Top Fuel car, you don't have that. You're not really supposed to shut these things off just like at one time. It's not good.
Right.
So that was one of my biggest fears. And then my other biggest fear, I got distracted because my dad was walking by. He was looking at me. But
you can bring him on too.
Yeah, right? But I lost my train of thought. What was your question?
You were talking about when you're going from an alcohol alcohol funny car to a Top Fuel, the driving part. Yes.
I'm refocused. This is why I drag race. I have a short.
Don't worry. I'm worried. My wife, same way.
That was my other fear. That was my other biggest fear was overcorrecting the race car, because in a funny car you don't think about it, you just drive the race car and you just crank the wheel. And like if I crank the wheel like I did in the funny car in the Top Fuel dragster, bad in a hurry. And so that was one of my biggest fears. And honestly, I mentally trained myself outside the race car over the off season so much that getting in the race car, I actually had to train myself to use the steering wheel again, because I wouldn't like want to move it at all. Because I'm like, oh no, don't touch it. So I actually had to go backwards because I was so mentally focused on that I was like, it's okay, Maddie, you can use the steering wheel. It's there for a reason. So
right.
To answer your question, yes.
I would assume that they would have just changed the ratio in the steering to be, slow it down to where you still had the input similar to your funny car, but it just slowed it down on the dragster. But what you said makes sense.
Well, I got to be honest. If they had to do that, if they told me that they had to do that for me to drive the race car, I would have said I didn't deserve to drive it. Because if I can't drive the race car the way it's set up, as far as if I don't know how much to turn the steering wheel, I would have said, well, then I don't deserve to drive this race car.
Valid. That's a valid point. It really, really is. Okay, I take that question back.
What was it like to make your debut at Gainesville and to make it all the way to a semifinal? That had to be a big boost of what am I trying to say? And morale in yourself that, you do belong in that class.
Yeah. That was a unbelievable weekend for so many reasons. My first Top Fuel race, my whole family was there. We had a lot of folks out there from Carlisle and from Napa, and Monster Energy came on board about 20 minutes before Q1. And I mean, just so much going on. And to get that first round win against Sean Langdon, who Sean Langdon was he was the biggest mentor outside of Ron in the off season. I mean, he watched every single license run. He came and talked to me after every single run. He was there every pass. He talked to me a lot in the off season. Every question that I didn't go to Ron for, I went to Sean for. So to race him first round and to get that win was, I mean, it was just unbelievable. I had all the faith in our team, but at the time we were 15 qualifier. I think he was number 2, and you're racing Sean Langdon, and it's our debut. But then to beat Tony Schumacher was, an 8-time world champion, and then, Doug, obviously he beat us in the semis, but the fan interaction on that day was absolutely unbelievable. I'm not kidding you. We were driving back from round 2, and we went in front of the stands every time. You don't have to do that, but we wanted to. Mm-hmm. And there was a time when I was up in the golf cart waving at all the fans, and they were screaming so loud and on their feet. I genuinely turned around at one point and thought John Force was passing me on a scooter. I said, there is no way they're all looking at me. There is zero way. There's probably film of me turning around, and I'm like, oh my God, there's nobody else. And, I mean, that was just, I couldn't believe they even knew my name. Like, genuinely, I'm the small town kid from Paso Robles who just loves drag racing and gets to race his fast race car. And it was such a huge turning point in my career. And then on top of that, none of this would have even been possible, not even close, without Napa and Carlisle Tools. Because like Ron talks about all the time, he doesn't have this big company to fall back on. Like, he doesn't have this big, multi-million-dollar bank account where he can just go buy some trucks and some trailers and this and that. It was Napa and Carlisle coming on board early, signing very early with us, so we could buy those trucks, those trailers, those engines, those heads, crew members, everybody. And, their early dedication, they named me as their top fuel driver before I had ever driven a dragster with a blower on it. Nobody knew if I could really do this. I didn't even know if I could really do this. I mean, I'd never done it. I was absolutely going to give it 110% effort. That wasn't a question. But some people can't do it. And it's not for everybody. And, it's just amazing. It really is. And so for Gainesville to happen the way that it did with Napa, everyone from Napa and Carlisle there, I mean, truly none of it's possible. And for me, representing a tool company, it's so natural because I've worked with tools my whole life. I've worked with Carlisle Tools for a year previously on my dad's car. So it's just like so happy for them because they really put a lot on the line to make this happen.
Yeah. And I want to mention, if anybody's watching this, right now or later, go to Napa, go to Carlisle Tools and look what they have to offer, because I think it's really great that they bring the trailer out with all the tools, all the different types of tools that they have. And some of the stuff is just amazing and mind-blowing. I mean, they showed me a ratchet that you can get in a real small spot. And
1 degree.
The other people's, not mention any brands, they don't have that type of technology that Carlisle does to reach those tight areas. And of course, if you're working on a car of stock, super stock, it can be pretty tight. And so their tools come in handy.
And the thing about Carlisle is Carlisle Tools is Napa's tool company. So all the Carlisle tools are sold out of Napa Auto Parts. You can also get them online as well. But, you have Napa Auto Parts and you have Napa Auto Care Centers. So you have, you take your car in, you get an oil change, you get your car worked on, whatever it is. So they're designing these tools around what the technicians want. They go to Napa and say, hey, we need this tool for this, and we need it this long, we need it this angle, and they make it. So the thing, Carlisle is making these tools around what the people want who are working on the cars. And the same people that are working on the cars are using the same tools that we are using on our Top Fuel dragster. And, for me, it's the same tools we're using in our garage, same tools we're using to change out our sink, faucet, same tools we're using to work on our alcohol funny car, the Top Fuel dragster, your Honda Civic, whatever it might be. So it's pretty cool to have that partnership and a company that I'm just so excited to see the growth. And I love to talk to Joe Sable with Carlisle Tools and talk about their goals. Are we hitting the goals? What are we going to do to achieve these goals? And so I have a lot of pride in being able to represent this company, and I love to see the positive energy that it's been bringing.
Agreed. Well, you're at, I'm sorry, Mitchell.
And you actually, those Carlisle tools help you hit a milestone there in Valdosta where you went over 340 miles an hour.
Yeah, that was huge. I knew we were trying to push it on that run, and then, I hear a little on the radio. I go through the finish line, and I always do my, great job, guys. Proud of you all. How do we do? And I just hear like crickle, crackle, crinkle, crackle, 340, and that was it. I'm like,
somebody just wait.
What? Are you kidding me? And it was the biggest joke from Joe Sabo at the top end. And he's like, I'm not going to give you a top end hug anymore until you go 340. And I'm like, okay, the telltale sign is going to be if Joe Sabo standing out there with his arms out.
Right,
and
big bear hug.
Sure enough, come around the corner, he's got the big bear hug, and I'm like, oh my God, we did it.
I was on top of the hill when you did it.
Were you?
Yes, I was on top of the hill. That was a rip. That was such a beautiful pass because between you putting that down and JR putting down his number in Funny Car, that was impressive considering so many people were not able to get down the track.
Yeah.
Because they were so new to it at that particular track. A lot of teams obviously hadn't run at Valdosta before or had experience in those conditions where your team has a lot of experience. And going back on the Carlisle thing, Carlisle also has programs, they're building techs for the future. And that's what's great about Carlisle is they're filling the void between the big trucks and other options. They're building quality, but what's available to you. And so, like I said, also, ladies and gentlemen, you can go back and look on the Spot Motorsports Meet on our YouTube channel, and you can see where we do an interview with Joe at Maddi's pits at the Southern Nationals. So you can see a walk around and you can kind of see the tools that they use and see other examples that Carlisle has to offer. And I think that Ron saw in you way before you even really saw it in yourself, because you think about it, he was brought on by Don Perdone. Okay, so he had a mentor, obviously before, but he had Don Perdone as a mentor that saw the ability in him. And then Ron Capps and his experience saw the opportunity, the drive, and your ability in you. Ron Capps likes fuel alters and driving that style of challenging vehicles. You come from an alcohol funny car, and you accelerate in that style and challenging a vehicle. So I see it as a little bit differently than you. You're like going, oh, I'm so surprised. Like going, no, I think you can see very, very clearly. And obviously, and it shows.
And you're really good at, talking to the fans about the tools that y'all use because you've used them in your shop. So that makes you a very good representative right there. And of course, if you're going to have a marketing partner, you have to help them sell. That's just part of the deal. And, I think you're a great ambassador for the sport as well. And also for younger girls, that's what our sport's about right there is the younger people and to come into the sport. And drivers like yourself and Leah and Erica, y'all help bring the attention that girls can do this sport too. It's not just a guy thing. And I'll go ahead and tell it. I'll admit it right now. Y'all can cut down a tree better than the guys can.
Oh, that's my goal. That's for sure. That's what I'm working towards.
All the ladies we run against are killers, and just absolutely tip the hat to them. They're just phenomenal ladies and racers, period. But I want to fast forward this year to what is an absolutely dream of yourself and the family at Norwalk. Okay, this year, rolling in there and earning your first Top Fuel win. But not only that, Ron Capps earning the funny car win. And then to seal it off, your father wins alcohol funny car. What was that like to actually not only experience winning your first Top Fuel, but to be there with your father and everything, that whole experience?
Out of body, I guess I would say. I mean, it's something that we all dream about. I've spent so many sleepless nights, Saturday nights, early Sunday mornings at like 2 a.m., dreaming of, is today the day? Can today be the day? Is tomorrow the day? I truly have dreamed at night, because I watched Amanda Busick interview pros and my dad since I was a kid. I have dreamed about doing a winter interview with Amanda Busick for so many years. And it's something you want so bad, you almost think it's just impossible. And it's not that I didn't believe in my team at all. I go into every race with my team and believe that we have a shot to win. I believe that wholeheartedly. I truly do. I have all the faith in my guys, but it's just hard. It is just hard out there. It's tough. Everybody is perfect. You have to be absolutely perfect every single time to win. No room for mistakes. And if you do make a mistake, you better make sure you didn't make as big a mistake the other guy did.
Right.
And that is hard. And, so of course, with having, just an amazing day and then having my dad, Ron, and me in the final, it's like, this could be the best day ever. It could be a great day, or it could be a very unfortunate day where nobody comes home with a trophy because you got 3 shots, but I mean,
no guarantee.
You're going to get 1, 2, or 3. You could get 0.
Right.
And so, I didn't get to watch my dad's run because we were warming up for the final. And, we, at the time, I knew he was about to run, and I pulled the fuel shut off, and I could hear the engine going down, and everybody just starts screaming in the pit, and Ron comes over and says, my dad won, and I was just freaking out. He beat Sean Bellemere, who had not lost all year long.
That's right. He beat Sean.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And I wrote an article on your dad for beating him.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
The title was Doug Gordon stopped Sean.
That is, truly, he had not lost a round all year long. He was undefeated. So to beat Sean and the Killer Bees was a massive deal. And now it's like, whoa, boy, I hope we just started a good trend here, right? So then, of course, they always run Funny Car first and Top Fuels last. And this was my first professional final. And they run the bike final, and then you watch the entire interview in the celebration. They run the Pro Stock final, you watch the entire interview in the celebration, and all you want to do is be standing right where those guys are.
Right.
And but you got to race to win first. And then Ron's right in front of us, and makes a great clean run. And I don't get to see his car go down the track, of course, because I'm in my car, and then I see all of the guys celebrating and hooting and hollering, and I'm just so happy for them. And I get to watch Ron's interview. I was so happy for them, but at the same time, I'm like, well, our odds just went down. like, man, the odds that we're all 3 gonna get it is,
it felt heavy, didn't it? It felt real heavy, real quick, didn't it?
For sure. And so, and so I'm like, just stay calm. Like, I got a job to do. Nothing good's gonna happen if I start thinking about what I want to be doing in 90 seconds from now. Nothing good's gonna happen. I gotta focus on what I need to do. So I think I generally am pretty good at that, and did the burnout. Everything's going good, and I'm backing up, and I'm watching Robert back me up, and I start getting out of my zone, which is not good. And I'm like, man, I get out of my chill zone, and I'm like, I want to win this so freaking bad. And I'm like, okay, stop, focus. And I got unfocused there for about 4 seconds, and then I was able to regroup. Okay, nothing good's gonna happen if you do that, Madison. So I got fully refocused again and put it back in forward gear and rolled forward to Robert, and he gave me the biggest pound on the front tire I've ever seen him do, and it got me all hyped up, and I was super pumped. And Rob told me to go in, and I gotta be honest, I don't even remember I don't remember staging. I don't remember putting it on the high side. You just kind of go into instinct at that point. And,
right.
My adrenaline was pumping, but I had to focus. That's the job. That's why Ron hired me, and I got to do it. I got to just get down to work. And hit the gas, was going good. It quivered a little bit down low, and that's what it does when it's on a good run. And, I locked the clutch up, and I didn't hear him, which was good, because if I can hear him, it usually means his engine's right where the cockpit is.
Right.
And that's not good. And I didn't hear him. I didn't see him. And I was like, well, this could be good. And, going to the finish line and seeing that win light come on, I wish I could relive that moment every day of my life. I can envision it in my head. I'm able to do that. And it was absolute mayhem. I don't know how those Simpson belts kept me in the race car. I don't know how. They did, though. And I popped that canopy up so aggressively, and thing was shaking like heck. But, oh my gosh, the best day of my life, by far. And to do it at Norwalk with Bill Bader and his family, what an amazing event he puts on. What a great promoter. The ice cream scooper, the 3 bottles of champagne that was soaked into my fire suit. Yeah,
It was all worth it, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was so worth it. I smelled like soggy beer, and it was wonderful.
Well, I tell you what, I don't think it's going to be the last time that you're going to experience that. So I really don't.
Thank you.
And I know, last weekend didn't go as planned, and it happens.
Yep, it
But
happens.
y'all are going to regroup. Y'all are headed to Kent, Washington this weekend.
Yep.
And so what do you think of your chances there?
Yeah, Seattle's always been really good to my family and I. I love racing there. It's very very fun. The fans are very loyal. We've got a lot of local fans there, even though we're not local. But we've got a lot of fans that come to watch us there, and so it's been a great place to us. I got my first national event win there, became the 100th woman to win. I got my my last national event there in an alcohol funny car, and so it's a very, very special place to me and my family. That's also the place where Ron Capps approached my dad in 2024, asking him if I would drive for him. And that's the place where we had our first meeting with Ron. So it's a very special place for many more reasons than what you see on the racetrack. And so I'm really looking forward to going back there. It's a beautiful place. We got Muckleshoot Casino. We're staying there. And that's a wonderful place to stay. If you haven't stayed there, it is really a cool place. We got an Napa dinner on Thursday night at Muckleshoot Casino. So just a lot of really good stuff happening around that race, at that race. And the best thing about having back-to-back races, obviously, like you mentioned, Sonoma did not go as we hoped, but we only got 3 more days until we get to completely put that behind us. So there's not much time to dwell on it. Just got to get back in the car and
go again.
Go again.
Yeah, and I tell you, it is a very neat facility with the trees and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
It is.
I've always wanted to go.
Beautiful,
I've always wanted to go.
Picturesque type of feel to the place.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's one other thing that you're also trying to close out this year, and that is the Rookie of the Year.
Yes. Definitely something that was on our radars from the very beginning of the season. And the beginning of the season, people would ask me, what are your goals, and how do you set a goal? I don't know. Like, at the very beginning, it's hard to set a goal, with a brand new team, and you don't know exactly how the year's going to go. And I think our year has absolutely surpassed our expectations, and we are beyond happy. I'm beyond happy with what we've been able to achieve this year. And but Rookie of the Year is not something that's decided till the very, very end. We still have a little less than half of the year to go, so we're still working towards that. And that is one of those things that is truly a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think that word and that kind of those couple words, I guess, get a little bit overused sometimes, but that is legitimately something that can only happen one time, and this is the only year that's an option, because we're eligible this year, and I'll never be eligible again. So, we're working towards that. I don't exactly know what all the qualifications are. I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know everything you have to do to qualify for it, but we're trying to represent ourselves the best, our sponsors the best, our partners, NHRA, do the best we can on the racetrack, and we'll see how it shakes out.
That's true, and you've already was a 30 under 30 in West Bucks group in 21.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a wonderful representation, because that takes into all of drag racing, not just NHRA. So that's a wonderful thing to be acknowledged about. But I tell you, I just want to ask a quick question, and it's a little bit different. When I say different, I mean you have a unique thing that you like to do a lot of things. You like to do a lot of activities, a lot of sports and stuff like that. But something I did not know until I did a little more research on you is you like fabrication.
Oh, I didn't know where this is going. I'm like, you can ask me what my favorite thing is.
No. It wasn't going to get weird, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Do you like classical? Do you like jazz? No.
I know where it's going.
No, I mean, but you're a fabricator. So so that ties into Carlisle Tools and stuff so much. Is you really are a fabricator, and we've seen some of your work, and it's very, really good. And it's not just the fact that your family's been involved in a cabinet business, so obviously very mechanically inclined and hands-on, but now, I mean, it's interesting just looking at stuff. You just post stuff. Oh, I just fabbed this up. I'm like going, what? I mean, so what drew you to that? Just something that you just have a drive to do?
Well, what maybe not a lot of people know is in 2020 is the same year that my sister and I started being full-time crew members on my dad's alcohol funny car, my family's alcohol funny car. The same year school went online, of course, with COVID and everything really changed. And my sister and I, we wanted to make some money. You know, I was about to turn 16. I was still 15 and she was 13 at the time. And my dad had some things that he felt that we could build for him. Because my sister and I, we knew how to fabricate, but we had never made it like a business. Mm-hmm. And we decided, well, let's try and make some money at this. So we started building everything metal. So we would build the countertop support brackets that support like an island countertop where you slide your chairs underneath and hold up your coarse countertops. Right. We built the brackets for that. We started building folding shelf brackets that you would screw to the studs of a house and then drywall around them and put a shelf on there. They held a lot of weight, by the way. But we would build everything from 10-foot long steel racks, 8 feet tall. Actually, we built a 13-foot tall rack one time, all the way down to little tiny aluminum parts that you'd make in a lathe. We made this our own company. We did it for 2 years. So we did the fabricating that I do now is about, I don't know, a 16th of what we used to do. Oh gosh, a 32nd of what we used to do. We were in the shop 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, unless we were racing. Not 8 hours a day, geez, like 10 to 12 hours a day. I would come home. Macy would be in her room doing our bookkeeping. I would be at our desk in our kitchen, and I would be quoting out a new job, and I'd have the light on, and my parents, it'd be like 10 o'clock at night. My parents are like trying to watch TV, and they work very hard too. Don't get me wrong. It was yeah. And I'm trying to quote this new project and draw it up, and my mom comes over. She's like, Madison, you're 16 years old. You should be at like a party right now. And instead, you're at home bidding a job. You just stop and just go be a kid. Just go be a kid. Be normal. And I'm like, normal? Mom, I don't get this bid. We're not going to get this job. And I got to get this drawn up because we got to get material because Pastor Robles Welding is closed on this day. And I got to get it tomorrow. And she's like, oh, well, there goes that conversation. So,
very, very driven. Very driven.
Yep. And that's what Ron Cap's seen in you.
Yeah. I just like how you say, I'm sorry, I don't have nothing to come back with that, you know? No, it is. I want to ask more about the fabrication, but I know that's not what you really want to talk about because I know you and your family have plans and stuff upcoming. Now, how can people follow you on social media? And also, who are some of the marketing partners that are currently working with you?
Yeah, so we have, of course, Facebook and Instagram, Maddi Gordon Racing on both Facebook and Instagram. We also have Maddi Gordon TF on X, and also Ron Cap's Motorsports pages as well. So those, are ways to follow us. We post a ton during the weekends about what's going on and things like that. Of course, Alan and McCormick and Jessica, they're wonderful. They help me out. I'm like if I didn't have my head screwed on it, I would lose it. And they keep me organized, and I really appreciate them, But, none of this is possible without our partners, like we mentioned, Carlisle Tools and Napa Auto Parts. Monster Energy coming on board at the beginning of the season, so they've been there since the beginning, as well since the first hit of the gas. And, we got a lot of small partners who help us out, but without them, none of it's possible. We got CHE Performance. I actually had a tour of their shop a couple months ago, which was absolutely wonderful. And CHE makes a lot of valve train components that sometimes you don't even realize you're using CHE, but they're involved in if you have a high performance race car, they are involved.
Really?
We've got a lot, Mobile One, and Champion Spark Plugs and Blue Wolf Cleaners, just a lot of really great partners that help us out, and appreciate all of them. We get to live this dream, but at the end of the day, none of it's possible without our fans, without NHRA, and our partners that help us out.
Well,
Absolutely.
Raul Torres of South Georgia Motorsports Park, that owns South Georgia Motorsports Park, he wanted me to ask you what track supports Carlisle green and Napa blue colors.
Their stands I think we're meant for Napa and Carlisle because they're stands.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
I called it out in one of the interviews because the Venom Carlisle green it's actually Venom green, but it's Carlisle's green. It's one of a kind. It's not lime green. It's not neon green. It is very specific. And Napa's blue is not just your regular blue. It's specific blue. And I swear they got the color codes or something for those grandstands because it was like the first step is Napa blue. The second step is Carlisle blue. The third step is Napa blue. It was like Carlisle, Napa, Carlisle, Napa, Carlisle, Napa. It was
Raul's got connections, so I wouldn't doubt that. He's got connections. But he, next to you in Georgia, he was the second happiest person. Actually, he was probably the first, honestly. Oh, my goodness. He was hugging everybody. He was hugging everybody. He was going.
The racers, the media. I mean, it was actually a wonderful event. And, of course, you know, we had some rain on Saturday. Those fans were so dedicated there. They went out there and sat in their vehicles, waited for the track to dry. They all came back, filled the stands back up for that last session of qualifying. It was awesome.
Very awesome. I'm looking forward to, getting the race there again. It was a really cool place. Very, very cool place. So a lot of cool spots in the NHRA circuit, but they definitely have the brightest stands, that's for sure.
They do. And I tell you, we got other people like Austin and stuff chiming in, asking any teasers coming up for the U.S. Nationals. Can you share from the organization? I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Austin. We do actually have a exciting something. I am not going to be the one to say it because I don't want to get in trouble. But yes, I'm not.
Yeah, just leave it at that.
Pay attention to their social media page.
Yes.
Pay attention to NHRA TV.
There you go.
Or watch it later on Fox, and you'll get the announcement. And of course, as soon as we hear it, hey, we're going to post it on here as well.
Perfect.
Absolutely. You don't have to worry about that. Well, Miss Maddi, we know you got to get going. We know your family's probably standing on the other side of the camera looking at you, pointing at their watch going, we're hungry. We actually had an interview with somebody, and they were tapping on the window. You could hear it. They were tapping. And he's like, I'm sorry, but I got to go. Family's calling here. So, but anyway, Miss Maddi, from Mitchell and I and everybody here on On the Spot Motorsports Media, we wanted to wish you nothing but the best year. The best with you and your family and everybody, and wish you the best of luck and stay safe and have fun.
Yeah, and also tell your dad if he would like to come on one night, hey, just reach out to us. We'll get him scheduled in, and we'll dig into Top Alcohol Funny Car with him.
That's awesome. No, I appreciate that very much. Thanks for having me, and hope to see you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Right,
we'll see you soon.
Care.
Have a good night, Miss Maddi.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I tell you what a wonderful person she is, and what a great asset she is to the NHRA. It is just going to be a wonderful year for her, and I really do see her capturing that Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
At the end of the season, she has done so remarkably well, in such a short time.
Yes, I see her opportunities there. Excellent as far as Rookie of the Year. I mean, it would be our vote, of course, but we don't want to call anything too soon.
Right, but I want to show some pictures of Maddi up at the races. This is actually at MIR of her just walking around, talking to the people behind.
Lex and Jack Beckman.
Behind the scenes, before the drivers' interviews were taking place. Just a wonderful, down-to-earth person Maddi is. And
now, something else, ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know that if you've never met Maddi in person, what you just saw there is exactly how she is in person. She is exactly the same person, and she is very, very friendly to all the fans. But everybody has to remember to respect the space, respect that they have a job to do. Okay, so if you have that respect and understanding, it goes a long way. But She is very openly excited. When she's excited. And hey, when she made that pass at Gainesville, oh my goodness, the big monitor up there was going nuts. They're pulling the mic away, you can still hear her, you know what I mean? And they're Joe Costello and others like going, I could hear her from here. That woman is excited. And you know, it is true. I mean, that is naturally how she is, and that's what's great. It's a purity, honesty about it, and a true passion for the sport.
Yeah, you have fans asking her, did she go to the John Force racing camp for interviews?
Nope. Nope. This is all natural.
Yep.
Well, John's is natural too, but hers is all natural. But like I said, just a wonderful inclusion into the Ron Capps Motorsports team, and also for Carlisle coming on board with them in Napa and Monster and the other associate sponsors. They have a good person they're working with, a good representative. Not only is she a good driver and good representative, but her being a fabricator with years of experience, not only on her own but with her family, very hands-on, tears the cars apart, all that stuff. So once again, hand in hand, excuse the pun, with tools.
Yep.
And so it's a good addition. So I tell you, that was fun. That was fun. I was glad she. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we've been trying to schedule her for a couple months, and her schedule has just been absolutely crazy. They get one window of opportunity, and we already had somebody booked, and then they're off to another race, and then things change and back early. So we appreciate Allie and all her hard work to get this schedule.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook if you haven't already, and also our YouTube page. We'll really appreciate that as we continue to gain followers on both platforms. Robert's got some stuff coming up here pretty soon. He's going to be going to the Tri-5s in Bowling Green, and then he's going to turn back around and be back up there for the divisional race in Division 3. And then I will be headed to Indianapolis for the U.S. Nationals.
You forgot one. You forgot one.
Where else are we going?
No. You know, I got the Tri-Fi at the second week in August, then a turnaround the fourth week of August, go back to Bowling Green, and got the points race on Wednesday and Thursday for Division 3, like you said, and then the Sports Nationals is on Friday and Saturday. So we're going to cover both events. Looking forward to that. And then, like Mitchell said, then the very next week he's turning around, he's going to Indy. So we're going to be quite busy. But
yeah, and we got some other plans. I don't know if we're going to make it to Rockingham, but we are going to try to make it out to Dallas and possibly Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the reason why we're picking that, because that's Austin, where the finals are for the bracket finals.
Right.
All the divisions winners will race each other there. That's always a really great thing, and we'll like to go interview them just as well as the professional athletes of the sport. I think it's really good. And
hey, Austin, if you Keaton, I'm assuming you're going to be at Bowling Green. I'm assuming you're going to be at either one or both of them. Okay. Definitely hit me up and let me know early, because I would like to come talk to both of y'all. Possibly do an interview with y'all if y'all want to. I'm going to go visit Keaton at his place of employment during the Tri-Fi. I'm going to go talk to him and a couple others over there.
Austin. Also, you can give me a call at the U.S. Nationals. Tell me where you're located. I can possibly drop by and see y'all, take some pictures, maybe do a quick interview there as well with your cars in the background. It's the U.S. Nationals is such a wonderful thing. It's so meaningful for sportsman drivers alike as the professionals. It is the granddaddy of them all, is what I like to call it. Just like Daytona is the granddaddy of them all for NASCAR, the U.S. Nationals is that for everyone that is in the NHRA.
Oh, yeah, and the win class at Indy, that is where it's at. Okay, so you're going to be at the Sports Nationals. Okay. We definitely got to stay in contact. So I just got to find out whenever you get there, like where you're parked at, and we'll go from there. But yeah, and I appreciate the videos, buddy. I got to start posting them. He's the one that has the in-car video.
Oh, yeah.
You can't miss it. Wind them up Wednesdays, and but I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, from Mitchell and I here at On the Spot Motorsports Media, we appreciate everybody. Oh, Larry Wilson's car is going to be there. Really, the Chevelle? Oh, that's going to be good. Okay. Oh, sorry, Mitchell. I didn't mean to get sidetracked.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, because I know
I
didn't
get that posted.
I didn't realize Bellinger. I didn't realize Bellinger owned that car. But anyway, that's cool. I get to see it. That's a beautiful car. It was blue last time. Oh, the red '64 Nova. Oh, I thought it was a Chevelle. But that's anyway. Sorry, getting off topic. See how quick something shiny. But hey, we want to encourage everybody. If you currently don't follow us on Facebook, to do that. Also, our YouTube page. We really want to pick our YouTube page up, so we want you to subscribe to it. Tell your friends, let them subscribe to it, and also this, we're on Instagram, and also this interview will be on Spotify here pretty soon. So you have different options to go back and hear this interview. But also, if you have somebody you'd like us to talk to interview, possibly do an article on, or anything like that, just let us know. Reach out to Mitchell or myself. Just let us know, and we'll reach out to them, and we'll start the conversation.
Yeah, we got next Thursday, we got Kevin Helms coming on.
Yep.
So we're going to dive into super stock. And I tell you what, Kevin is a very decorated driver over there. Very decorated. So we're going to talk about all of his national titles that he has won, his world title. How many world titles he's got? Three.
That I'm aware of off the top of the head. 3 stock titles in a row. He won Indy 3 years in a row with a stick car in a row.
Yeah.
Enough
so
said.
We're gonna have him coming on. Of course, down the next month, we're working on stuff. Hopefully, we'll have Brenda Grubbs on. We're going to have Mark Beatty now that he's over at PDRA. And, it just keeps on growing the list. And we're very thankful that these racers and people that's part of drag racing wants to come join us and talk about their story, talk about what's on the horizon for them, and definitely dig into the career. We're very blessed with that. So just keep attention to the page, and some of that stuff's already posted.
That's true.
It's already posted as events, and we try to do our best to keep people up to date what's going on.
Yep, and we encourage everybody, if anybody's around the Michigan area, August 1st, Charlie Westcott's putting on his Hemi Shootout up there the 31st, I think the 31st of July and the 1st of August. It's 2 days.
Yeah.
Up there in Martin, Michigan.
Yeah, the flyer's on our page.
Yep, that's going to be Hemi Shootout that he's put together. So, and I also heard there's going to be another one. It's either September or October that's going to happen in Darlington. And I believe one of the other Hemi drivers is putting that together. So there's people that want to, put it out there and put up money, and best racer wins.
Well, just real quick, as we're closing down the show, none of this would be possible without our marketing partners, Redline Synthetic Oil. It's just not a marketing partner for me and Robert, but we used our products in their cars, and I tell you, I absolutely love their products. My car's got, this is no lie. If you think I'm lying, I will take a picture of the odometer. 246,000 miles on my car. I drive it every day, and I race it out of Gainesville on the weekends.
Yep, and 3 more payments, it'll be his.
Oh, it's been paid off. It's been paid off for a while. But yeah, just really great people over there at Redline. And when we mention these people, and if you are going to the PRI show, stop by their booths, talk to them, and find out about their products, because it might be something that you might want to use in your car.
Absolutely. And then also we have Scorpion Racing Products based right here in Ocala, Florida. These are racers just like Redline. These are racers that make products for racers. Any of your roller rocker needs you might have, whether it be an LS, small block, big block Chevy, Fords, Chryslers, anything like that. They build a quality product that's second to none. Plus, like I said, they also sponsor the bracket series at Gainesville Raceway and South Georgia Motorsports Park, and they too are racers. So if you need any kind of valvetrain, look no further than Scorpion Racing Products.
And of course, big stuff. Total Power Management, just a great company. You know, they can monitor everything that's going on with your engine. Their dashes are totally amazing, and I love their product they presented at PRI this past year, where you have your own weather station there at your car, and it shows the stuff on the screen. I mean, just amazing. Just a great tool, especially for those that are bracket racing, trying to figure out what numbers to put on their car to run that round. It's bracket racing's all math, and I tell you what, their product makes it a whole lot easier.
That's true. And then also, GRE Signs. Tim Goolsby and his family working right here near Gainesville, Florida. Once again, these are racers for racers. If you have any graphic needs, whether it's wraps on cars, whether it's signage to go outside your building on the side of the track, whether it's business cards, whether it's t-shirts, hats, anything like that, they can handle any of your needs. They handle Gainesville Raceway and others. And like I said, they are racers for racers. They compete in both juniors and pro and super pro, and boy, they're constantly doing something. But they have what you need.
And speaking of GRE Signs, we're fixing to get ready to start printing some t-shirts here in the near future. I've been talking to Tim Goolsby about that. So hopefully we might have some swag that will be available for you. So we'll let you know when we will start selling those shirts.
Absolutely.
And of course, last but not least, Larice Motorsports Insurance. If you got a trailer, you got a hauler, you got a car, doesn't matter if you're drag racing or running a circle track, make sure your stuff is covered, because 80% of the wrecks and the damages to your car and haulers do not happen at the racetrack. It happens between your home and the track itself. Make sure that you're covered. That way you can replace your valuables, your tools, your car, your trailer. Go visit them over at Larice Motorsports Insurance. Talk to Kerry Carr, talk to other representatives that they have over there, and they will get you set up and covered before something bad happens.
That is so true. And once again, that's racers. They're racers themselves. So racers for racers. So we encourage you to support all these companies that work with us. And like Mitchell said, we're working on putting together some t-shirts and different things. And when we get some of the final product examples, we'll put them out there for you to look at, show interest in. But we really appreciate everybody coming here tonight. And until next time, Mitchell.
Yep. Everyone take care, be safe, and we will see you here next Thursday.
Sounds good. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.